Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Tom.
And I'm Amy. It's great to be here exploring these ideas with you.
Today, we're digging into a really fascinating and surprisingly durable source, The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, this was written nearly 100 years ago,
Yeah, quite a while back.
but it's set, thousands of years earlier in ancient Mesopotamia. And it's basically this collection of parables, these stories, that offer some very practical kind of universal truths about getting money, keeping it, and making it grow.
Absolutely.
So our goal today is to pull out the key bits of wisdom from these old stories and figure out, okay, what does this actually mean for your finances, like right now?
Exactly. And what's so great about them is how they take what can be complex financial ideas and just boil them down into simple, relatable lessons. You see it through the struggles and successes of everyday people.
Right, in Babylon, which was this incredibly wealthy city.
It really shows how fundamental these rules are. I mean, they're still relevant thousands of years later. So should we jump in?
Let's do it. First off, Babylon itself. You hear Babylon, you think, well, massive wealth. Must say gold mines, fertile land, everything going for it, right?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But the book makes it really clear that wasn't the case at all. It was built in this flat, dry valley. No forests, no mines. It didn't even have good stone for building.
So wait, how did they become the richest city then? What was the secret?
Well, that's the fascinating part. Their wealth wasn't natural. It was entirely man-made. The book says the citizens, they appreciated the value of money, and crucially, they practiced sound financial principles.
Oh, okay.
So the city itself, the huge walls, the canals for irrigation, all that trade, it was all a result of human ingenuity and wealth, smart financial habits. They
Right.
literally built wealth out of almost nothing.
That really sets the stage, doesn't it? If a city built on basically a desert plain can become the envy of the world just through financial wisdom,
Yeah.
imagine what applying those same ideas could do for us, wherever we're starting from.
Yeah.
Pretty motivating. So where does this journey into wealth often start in the stories? Usually with someone feeling stuck.
Yeah.
Right. Like Bansir the chariot maker and Kabi the musician.
Yeah. They had that moment where they realized they're working hard day in, day out, but their purses were, as they put it, empty as the falcon's nest of a year ago.
Huh. Yeah, great image. Earning, spending, nothing left.
Exactly. So they go to Arkad, who's known as the richest man in Babylon, and they basically ask him, how do you do it?
And what's the first piece of advice Arkad gives them? The real foundation.
It comes from his own mentor, Algamish, the moneylender, and it sounds deceptively simple. A part of all I earn is mine to keep.
Mine to keep, okay.
The core idea was, save at least 1/10 of everything you earn, no matter how little it seems. That saved tenth, Arkad says, that's the seed from which your tree of wealth shall grow.
So pay yourself first
Okay.
for anything else.
Precisely. It's about setting that portion aside for you, for your future, before you pay anyone else.
He used that analogy too, the egg basket one, right? Put 10 eggs in every morning, take out 9 every evening.
Right. Eventually, the basket overflows. It's about that consistent habit of setting aside that 10th. And the book notes, Arkad found he could live perfectly well on the remaining 9/10.
It wasn't about painful sacrifice. It was about changing the priority.
Exactly. It's a shift in mindset first.
Okay, so you've saved that 10th, you've planted the seed. What's next? You can't just leave it there, can you?
No, absolutely not. The book talks about several cures for a lean purse. The next big one is control thy expenditures.
Ah, the dreaded B word. Budgeting.
Well, yes and no. Arkad points out something really important. Our so-called necessary expenses always seem to grow to match our income, right?
Oh, yeah. Lifestyle creep.
Oh.
Happens to everyone.
Totally. So the key isn't just slashing costs blindly. It's about understanding the difference between real needs and, well, desires. You need to budget so you can live comfortably on less than you earn, specifically the 9/10, or maybe even less, that's left after you pay yourself first.
So it's less about deprivation, more about being intentional. Making sure, as Arkad puts it, that every coin you do spend brings you 100% of appreciated value, like weeding a garden.
Exactly that. Cut out the wasteful spending, the things that don't really add value. Be deliberate.
Okay, makes sense. Control spending. Then what?
Then comes the really exciting part. Make thy gold multiply.
Right, because just sitting there, it doesn't do much.
Precisely. Arkad says gold in a purse is gratifying, but earns nothing. It needs to work for you. He tells that story about the farmer.
Oh yeah, the 10 pieces of silver.
Yeah. Put aside for his son, rented out, and through compound interest over 50 years, it grew to, what was it, 167 pieces?
Something like that, yeah.
A huge increase. The principle is crystal clear. Put each coin to laboring that it may reproduce its kind. For you today, that means investing wisely. Don't let your savings just sit there idle.
But investing can be risky, right?
Mm.
What does our cod say about that?
Very crucial point. The next principle is guard thy treasures from loss. And Arkad learned this the hard way himself.
Oh, the brickmaker story.
Exactly. He gave his first year's savings to Asmar, the brickmaker, to go buy jewels in a distant city. Bad idea.
Yeah, came back with worthless glass.
Right. Because, as Arkad realized, why trust the knowledge of a brickmaker about jewels? The lesson is huge for us. Seek advice only from people who are actually experts in handling money, people with proven experience.
Not from someone who just sounds convincing or promises quick riches.
Definitely not. Avoid those romantic desires to make wealth rapidly. Be cautious and informed.
So save, control spending, make it multiply, and protect it. That's a solid foundation.
It is. But the wisdom goes even further. It's also about investing in your future stability and, interestingly, in yourself.
How so?
Well, one piece of advice is make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Basically, own your own home.
The classic home ownership advice.
Yeah. The idea is it reduces your living costs over time compared to rent. You build equity, and there's a psychological benefit, too. Arkad says it gives a man confidence and greater effort behind all endeavors when he's proud of his home.
It provides that stability, that base, like having your own fig tree in the yard, literally and figuratively.
And obviously, the housing market today is complex, but the underlying principle is about building assets that provide long-term security and reduce your financial burdens.
Okay. What else about securing the future?
Then there's the really crucial advice to ensure a future income. This is about planning for retirement, when he is no longer young, and also protecting your family if something happens to you.
So planning for the long term.
Yes. And Arkad highlights the power of small, consistent actions. He talks about Anson, the sandal maker who put aside just 2 small pieces of silver each week.
And it grew into a substantial sum over years.
Exactly. It really foreshadows modern retirement savings, pensions, insurance. The message for you is plan ahead. Start now, even if it's small.
And the final piece of this, investing in yourself.
Yes. Increase thy ability to earn. This is about never stopping learning. Cultivate your skills, seek knowledge, strive to be better at what you do, be at the front rank of progress.
Because the more you know, the more valuable you become.
As Arkad himself learned, the more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. It's about investing in your own human capital. It's not just about the money you have, but your capacity to generate more.
That leads nicely into another topic they debated.
Yeah.
Luck. Many people think wealth comes down to just getting lucky, right? Finding that lost purse, winning the lottery.
Yeah, pure chance. But the Babylonians, or at least the wise ones Arkad represents, saw it very differently. They talked about how to meet the goddess of good luck.
So how did they think you could attract good luck? Not by gambling, presumably.
Definitely not. Arkad was very clear about gaming tables. The chances of profit are always against him, he said. You lose more than you win, typically.
Right.
Instead, he argued that good luck often follows opportunity, but seldom comes otherwise. It favors people of action, those who are prepared and then seize opportunities when they arise.
So luck isn't random. It's something you can sort of invite by being ready and acting.
That's the idea. Preparation meets opportunity. And this is where they identify a major obstacle, a real enemy of good luck.
Which is?
Procrastination.
Putting things off.
Exactly. The stories give examples. The merchant who waits too long to buy the land for his herbs, the guy who hesitates on buying the sheep flock. They let good opportunities slip away.
The Syrian stranger even calls the hesitating man procrastinator. He says opportunity won't wait for slow fellows.
It's a harsh label, but it drives the point home. It forces you to ask, how often do I hesitate on a good, well-considered opportunity because I'm waiting for the perfect moment or just dragging my feet?
Yeah.
Arkad himself admits it's a huge barrier. He says something like, no man can succeed fully until he crushes the spirit of procrastination within him. It's about being decisive when wisdom points the way.
All these principles, saving, controlling spending, investing, protecting, acting decisively, they get wrapped up neatly in the 5 laws of gold, don't they?
They do, yeah. These were the laws Arkad taught his son, Nomasir. And Nomasir's story is powerful because he didn't follow them at first.
Right. He got his inheritance and basically blew it on gambling and bad partnerships.
Totally. He learned the hard way. It was only when he went back to the clay tablet with the laws his father gave him that he turned things around. He realized, without wisdom, gold is quickly lost. But with wisdom, gold can be secured.
So what are these 5 laws, briefly?
Okay, let's see. Law 1, gold comes easily if you save at least a tenth of your earnings for your future.
Pay yourself first. Got it.
Law 2, gold works hard for the wise owner who finds profitable work for it, making it multiply.
Make your gold multiply. Yep.
Law 3, gold sticks with the cautious owner who invests it with wise advisors.
Guard your treasure. Seek good advice.
Okay. Law 4, gold slips away if you invest in things you don't understand or that experts don't approve of.
Don't trust brickmakers with jewel investments.
Exactly, or your own lack of knowledge. And Law 5, gold flees the person who tries to force it into impossible earnings, follows scammers, or trusts their own inexperienced romantic investment ideas.
Avoid get-rich-quick schemes and foolish risks.
Pretty much. These 5 laws are like a roadmap. And Nomasir proved they worked. Remember how he came back to his father?
Yeah, he brought back the original gold, plus 2 extra bags of gold specifically to pay for the wisdom his father gave him.
Right. He valued the knowledge even more than the initial capital. That says a lot.
It really does. There's another great story about careful handling of money. The one of the Rodan, the spear maker who gets a gift of gold.
Ah, yes, the gold lender of Babylon story with Mathon. Rodan gets 50 pieces of gold from the king, and suddenly everyone wants to borrow it.
Especially his sister, for her husband, who has grand but inexperienced business ideas. Rodan is torn.
Understandably. So he goes to Mathon, the experienced gold lender, for advice. And Mathon's advice is quite blunt, isn't it?
It is. He says, if you desire to help thy friend, do so in a way that will not bring thy friend's burdens upon thyself.
Ooh, tough love. He uses that parable of the ox and the ass.
Where the kind ass ends up doing the lazy ox's work and suffering for it.
Exactly. Mathon insists lending should be based on solid ground, the borrower's property, or their proven ability to earn, not just sentiment or wishful thinking.
It's about protecting your own capital first.
Yes. And Mathon has that phrase carved under his token box, remember?
But
better a little caution than a great regret.
Powerful. And that idea of protection, it connects to the physical walls of Babylon too, right?
It does. Just as the walls protected the city's treasure, we need modern walls to protect our wealth. Mathon says these walls today are things like insurance, savings accounts, and dependable investments.
Things that provide a safety net.
Right. He says we simply cannot afford to be without adequate protection. It's fundamental.
Now, maybe the most dramatic story in the whole book is Dabasir, the camel trader. His journey is incredible.
Oh, absolutely. He starts off as a saddle maker buried in debt. He actually flees Babylon to escape his creditors.
Becomes a robber, gets captured, ends up a slave in Syria. I mean, talk about rock bottom.
Totally. But then he has this turning point. His mistress, Sira, confronts him. She asks him, how can you call yourself a free man when your weakness has brought you to this?
That must have hit hard.
It did. He realizes his debts are like enemies holding him captive. And this leads him, with Mathon's earlier advice in mind, to create a very specific plan.
The 10-70-20 plan.
That's the one. 1/10, 10% of all he earns, he keeps for himself, paying himself first. 7/10, 70%, he uses to live on for him and his wife. And the remaining 2/10, 20%, he uses to systematically pay back his creditors.
Simple, clear, disciplined.
Very. And he sticks to it with determination. He eventually earns his freedom, returns to Babylon, pays everyone back, and becomes a respected camel trader.
And the amazing thing is, that exact plan resurfaced centuries later, didn't it?
Yeah, that letter from 1934 is incredible. Professor Shrewsbury finds Dabasir's story recorded on ancient clay tablets. He's in deep financial trouble himself, his hell on earth, he calls it.
Wow.
He decides to try Dabasir's 10-70-20 plan, and it works. It gets him out of debt and helps him start saving. He calls Dabasir's plan his salvation.
Across thousands of years, it just shows the power of a clear plan and determination.
Absolutely. The lesson from Dabasir is so clear. Where the determination is, the way can be found. Even from the lowest point, financial freedom is possible with resolve and a good strategy.
So we've covered saving, spending, investing, protecting, overcoming debt. Is there one final underlying key to all this?
There is, and it comes through in the story of Sharu Nada, the merchant prince, and his grandson, Hadan Gula.
Hadan Gula is the rich kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Likes his jewels, looks down on work.
That's him. He doesn't understand how his grandfather, Arad Gula, actually built his fortune. So Sharu Nada, who was Arad Gula's partner, tells Hadan Gula the real story, including his own past as a slave.
revealing that he, the merchant prince, started as a slave.
Exactly. And he shares the wisdom he learned from another slave, Megiddo. Work, well done, does good to the man who does it. He learned that work wasn't a curse, but a blessing.
How so?
Through hard work, initiative, solving problems, seeing work as an opportunity, sure, Nada says, work was proving to be my best friend. It's what earned him his freedom, his partnership with Arad Gula, who also started as a slave, and eventually his immense wealth.
It wasn't luck, it wasn't inheritance, it was diligent, purposeful effort.
Precisely. And when Hadan Gula learns that his admired grandfather also rose through hard work from slavery, it changes him. He takes off his fancy jewels, ready to start humbly and work.
He finally gets it.
Yeah, it connects to that broader idea in the book. Life is rich with many pleasures, but nothing takes the place of work. Not just toil, but purposeful effort applied intelligently alongside these financial principles. That's what truly builds lasting wealth and self-respect.
So pulling it all together, what's the main message for you listening today from these ancient Babylonian stories?
I think the core message is that building wealth isn't some secret magic trick or just about luck. It comes down to consistently applying some pretty simple, fundamental principles.
Right. Pay yourself first, save that tenth. Control your spending live within your means intentionally.
Make your savings work for you. Invest wisely with good advice. Protect what you have from loss, from scams, and plan for the future.
And underlying it all, increase your ability to earn through learning and skill, and embrace purposeful work. And crucially, crush procrastination, take action.
Exactly. If a whole civilization could build immense wealth on barren land using these ideas,
And if people like Dabasir or Sharonada could rise from slavery and debt to become respected and wealthy.
then think about the potential these principles hold for you. The Wisdom of Babylon basically says that financial well-being, that fat purse, is achievable for anyone who understands these laws and has the determination to apply them.
It's less about waiting for luck and more about taking control, having a plan, and sticking to it with resolve.
That's the enduring power of it.
Thank you for your attention. You can subscribe our podcast if you like it.
See you next time.